5 is a vehicle that blurs many distinctions. It has a sliding door like a minivan, but it's obviously not as big as your average van. It's more the size of a hatchback, but it's got a lot more room inside. And it's not really a wagon either, but regardless of what the Mazda 5 is, it's a very appealing car. A big part of the 5's appeal is its clever and flexible interior. Slide open the doors, they are manual, not powered like other vans, and you'll find 3 rows of seats, giving you seating for 6. The second row seats have good leg room, but if someone's seated in the third row, you're going to have to pull those second row seat backs forward to give them enough leg room. Everybody's going to have to share a little. Another frustration is the second row only seats 2. So if you're carrying more than 2 kids, someone's going to have to sit in the way back, and that can rob cargo space. And if you fold all of the rear seats down, you get a big cargo area. There's also some clever storage locations. Each of the second row seats has a storage bin beneath the cushion, in addition to this slick flip-out console. Up front, the controls are simple and the interior is well assembled, but there's nothing fancy here other than the neat red piping on the seats. The front seats are supportive, but they're a bit small, and the console that surrounds the shifter is really wide so that you hit your knee against it. And if you're tall, you want to pay attention during a test drive to make sure you have enough fore and aft seating adjustment to suit you. Just because the Mazda 5 is practical doesn't mean it's boring to drive. It's actually quite the opposite. It's based on the Mazda 3, and it gets a lot of those fun driving characteristics. The steering's quick and responsive with good feedback. Makes it really fun to drive on twisty roads. And in parking lots or in the city, it's really easy to park and maneuver. It's really a handy size. The 5 rides well, but it gets a little noisy inside, especially from engine and road noise. Power comes from Mazda's 2.5-liter engine mated to a 5-speed automatic. If you want a little more driving interaction, you can also get a manual. The 5 is really peppy with 1 or 2 people aboard, but when you start to fill up the seats, the engine really starts to have to work hard. You feel it especially on hills. There's just not a lot of reserve power there. But the upside is it's got really impressive fuel economy for a car that has this much room. The 5 is also a pretty good bargain. Our loaded Grand Touring version came with a sunroof, leather, and high-intensity headlights, and it still costs less than $25,000. Even though the Mazda 5 may be hard to classify, there's no denying that this minivan is practical, economical, family transportation that's also fun to drive.